In a counter-infiltration success along the line of control, the Indian Army foiled an infiltration attempt by Pakistan-backed terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir's Poonch sector. One infiltrator was killed as troops engaged heavily armed terrorists attempting to sneak into Indian territory under the cover of darkness. The operation once again highlights India's robust border security grid and raises fresh questions over Pakistan's continued use of terror infrastructure along the LoC.
The Indian Army thwarted a major infiltration attempt in the Krishna Ghati sector of Poonch's Mender area along the line of control. Alert troops detected suspicious movement near the Bicho post in the Mankot sector, an area frequently targeted by Pakistan-backed terror groups for infiltration attempts. According to defense sources, a group of heavily armed terrorists attempted to cross into Indian territory under the cover of darkness. As the troops challenged the infiltrators, the terrorists opened fire, triggering a fierce exchange of gunfire. The Indian troops responded swiftly and effectively, eliminating one infiltrator suspected to be linked to the Pakistan-based terror outfit Lashkar-e-Taiba. Security officials believe the remaining terrorists retreated back towards the Pakistani side of the LoC after facing strong resistance from the Indian forces.
So the current security situation along the line of control is quite stable and peaceful. But Pakistan Army is trying to destabilize it and using the terrorists by sending them across the LoC to create trouble in Jammu and Kashmir. The attempt at Poonch is not the only incident. Earlier also in Uri also they have tried this. Rajouri sector also tried it. In the IB sector also an infiltrator was killed. So therefore the design is as was being followed in the previous years. Because there is a window of opportunity. Moment the snow starts melting and the passes open, this window of opportunity is always exploited by the Pakistan Army to push in more and more terrorists. And of late there was news that almost 70 launch pads have been reactivated and about 800 terrorists are waiting to be sent across the LoC. So it fits into that pattern.
Additional troops have now been deployed across the sector while search and sanitization operations continue in the dense forested terrain to ensure that no infiltrators manage to sneak through the security grid. The army has intensified aerial surveillance using drones and advanced monitoring equipment to track any suspicious movement near the LoC. The latest incident comes amid repeated allegations by India that Pakistan continues to shelter, train and support terror groups operating against India. Despite international scrutiny and diplomatic pressure, infiltration bids along the LoC remain a recurring challenge for the Indian security forces. Over the years, Pakistan-based terror organizations including Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed have been accused of orchestrating attacks in Jammu and Kashmir while using launch pads near the LoC to push terrorists into the Indian territory.
Pakistan continues to maintain or follow terrorism as an instrument of state policy. So therefore, Pakistan Army, in continuation of this policy, is dependent on the various Lashkars or the terrorist groups, and they treat them as strategic assets. So in order to keep these strategic assets active and happy, they try to use this window of opportunity of the snow melting to push them into Jammu and Kashmir or across the LoC.
Security experts believe the failed infiltration attempt underlines the desperation of Pakistan-backed terror handlers attempting to revive terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir, even as India's counter-terror infrastructure continues to strengthen. In recent years, India has significantly upgraded border surveillance capabilities with thermal imagers, drones, smart fencing systems, and real-time intelligence coordination. These measures have sharply reduced infiltration attempts and strengthened operational dominance along the LoC. The Indian Army has repeatedly stated that any attempt to disrupt peace and stability in Jammu and Kashmir will be met with a firm response. Tuesday's operation once again demonstrated the effectiveness of India's multi-layered security strategy and the readiness of troops deployed in forward areas. As search operations continue in the region, security forces remain on high alert amid fears that Pakistan-based handlers may attempt further infiltration bids to destabilize the region.